Welcome to Leader IAS. In association with Yashas Institute, myself Professor Suhas Sargar from Navi Mumbai, Maharashtra. Today in this video audiobooks, we are going to listen State Board of Maharashtra, Standard 10th, Subject History and Political Science, Chapter number 1, Historiography, the Development in the West. So, these are the audiobooks without any explanation. The tradition of historiography, the modern historiography, development of scientific perspective in Europe, and historiography, notable scholar. Historical research, writing, and studies are carried out with an objective of understanding the chronology of the past events and their interconnection. This is a continuous process. In the physical and natural sciences, the empirical method, laboratory method of experiment and the observation is used to verify the available knowledge. This method allows formulating the laws that remain true irrespective of time and space. Those laws can be tested and proved repeatedly. In historical research, it may not be possible to use the method of laboratory experiments and observation. This is so because we were not present in the historical time and space, and historical events cannot be recreated. Also in history, it is not possible to formulate the laws that remain true irrespective of time and space. To begin, we need an expert who knows the knowledge, who knows the language and the script of a historical documents in order to read it and understand its meaning. Also, the expert can examine the authenticity of the document by using the criteria such as the lettering style, author style of writing, manufacturing date and type of paper, stamps of authority, etc. Such a document is further scrutinized by a historian with the help of relevant historical references. Friends, this is a chart of historical research method. The writing of a historical narratives, examining the relevant reference of the available historical information. Second, collecting the historical information, highlighting the processes that lead to historical transition, carrying out the comparative analysis, understanding the references regarding the time and space of the given historical events, and also the various conceptual frameworks used in historical research methods. Formulating the relevant question in a view of the historical references. Formulating hypotheses. Critically examining of the various sources of history. Leader IAS in association with Yashas Institute. Myself Professor Suhas Sargar from Navi Mumbai. Methods of various disciplines are useful in historical research. For example, archaeology, archival science, manuscriptology, epigraphy, study of inscriptions, analysis of lettering style, linguistic, numismatic, study of coins, genealogy, the study of lineage, etc. Tradition of historiography. We have learned about the historical research method, critically examining the historical sources and writing the historical narratives. The writing of critical historical narrative is known as a historiography. A scholar who writes such a narrative is a historian. The historian cannot include every past event in his narrative. The inclusion and interpretation of historical events by the historian often depends on the conceptual framework adopted by him. His style of writing is determined by that conceptual framework. The tradition of writing historical narrative, that is historiography, was not prevalent in the ancient societies of the world. However, that does not mean that they were not aware of the historical time or were not eager to know about it. Ancient people also felt the need of the passing of the stories of the life and the valor of ancestors to the next generation. Ancient communities all over the world use the various means like caves, painting, storytelling, singing songs, and ballads, etc. For these purpose, these traditional means are looked upon as a source of history in the modern historiography. 1.2 The modern historiography. The four main characteristics of modern historiography. In box, do you know? The earliest inscription in the Louvre Museum. The above pictures show a fragment of the earliest inscription. A forward marching file of a soldiers holding the shield and spears is seen here. The general is in the front. The tradition of recording historical events can be traced back to the Sumer civilization in Mesopotamia. Names of Sumerian kings and the stories of battles fought by them have been preserved in various inscriptions. The earliest inscriptions shown above that date back to 4500 BCE. It records a battle fought between two kingdoms. It is now displayed at the Louvre Museum in France. Box closed. The first. Its method is based on scientific principles. It begins with the formation of relevant questions. These questions are anthropocentric. It means that these questions are about the deeds of the members of ancient human societies of a particular period. History does not suggest any interrelation between the divine and the human deeds. Leader IS, in association with Yashas Institute, Navi Mumbai, myself Professor Suhas Sargar. Answers to these questions are supported by the reliable evidence. History presents a graph of mankind's journey with the help of past human deeds. It is said that the modern historiography with above characteristics has its root in the ancient Greek historical period of writing. History is originally a Greek term. Herodotus, the Greek historian of the 5th century BC, used it first for his book entitled The Histories. 1.3 The development of scientific perspective in Europe and historiography. Till the 18th century CE, Europe had achieved a remarkable progress in the fields of philosophy and science. Scholars by then had come to believe in the possibility of studying the social and historical truth by applying the scientific methods. Now the philosophical discussion focused more and more on the objectivity in history and historiography. Prior to the 18th century, all European universities were interested only in the philosophical discourses revolving around the divine phenomena. However, gradually this scenario began to change. In 1737 CE, the Göttingen University was founded in Germany, and this university for the first time had an independent department of history. Later, the German universities also became the center of historical studies. 1.4 Notable Scholar. The contribution of many scholars are important in the development of the historiography. Let us have a look at the contribution of the few notable scholars. See the picture of René Descartes, 1596 to 1650. René Descartes was the foremost among the scholars who insisted on verifying the reliability of historical documents by critically examining them. Among the rules given by him in his book, The Discourse on the Methods, the following is supposed to have a great impact on the scientific methods of research. Never to accept anything for true till all grounds of doubts are excluded. Voltaire. See the pictures of Voltaire. Voltaire, original name was the Francois Marie Arouet. He was French. He opined that along with the objective, the truth and the chronology of historical events, considering social traditions, trade, economy, agriculture, etc., was also equally important in historiography. It gave rise to the thought that understanding all aspects of human life is important for history writing. Thus, it is said that the Voltaire was the founder of the modern historiography. George Wilhelm Friedrich Hegel, 1770 to 1831. Hegel was a German philosopher. He insisted that the historical reality should be presented in a logical manner. To him, the life timeline of historical event was indicative of progress. He also thought that the presentation of history is bound to change over the time as new evidence would come forth with the Hegel philosophy. The many scholars were convinced that the historical methods were not a lesser quality, though they differed from scientific method. The collection of his lectures and articles is published in a book entitled Encyclopedia of Philosophical Sciences. His book Reason in History is well known. See the picture of George Wilhelm Friedrich Hegel. Leader IS in association with Yashas Institute, Navi Mumbai. Myself, Professor Suhas Sargar. It is good to know this. According to the Hegel, grasping the meaning of any event happens in terms of two direct opposites. The human mind cannot understand the true nature of that event without understanding the opposite, for example, true, false, good, bad, etc. In order to understand the true nature of a thing, one needs to know both the true and false. Similarly, the good and bad. This method of analysis, which is based on opposites, is known as a dialectics. In this method, a theory is proposed at the beginning, which is called the thesis. Then another theory is proposed, which is contrary to the thesis. It is called antithesis. After a thorough logical discussion of both, a new thesis is proposed, which includes the gist of both the thesis and antithesis. The process of arriving at the new thesis is called synthesis. Box closed. Leopold von Ranke, 1795 to 1886. Historiography of the 19th century was greatly influenced by the thoughts of Leopold von Ranke of Berlin University. He spoke about the critical method of historical research. He put emphasis on the utmost importance of information gathered through original documents. He also stated that all types of documents associated with historical events need to be examined with the greatest care. He believed that with this method it was possible to reach the historical truth. He criticized imaginative narration of history. Collection of his articles is published in two books entitled The Theory of Practice of History and The Secret of World History. See the picture of Leopold von Ranke. Karl Marx, 1818 to 1883. In the latter half of the 19th century, a new school of thought arose, keeping in view the new thesis formulated by Karl Marx. According to Karl Marx, history was not about the abstract of ideas, it was about the living people. The human relationships are shaped by the fundamental needs of people and the ownership as well as the nature of prevalent means of production to meet those needs. The accessibility of those means to different strata of a society may not be equal. This inequality causes a division of the society into the classes, leading to the class struggle. And according to the Marx, the human history is the history of class struggle, as the class that owns the means of production economically exploit the rest of the classes. The Das Kapital, a treatise written by him, is the most referred book all over the world. Leader IS in association with Yashas Institute, Navi Mumbai. Myself, Professor Suhas Sargar. Annales School. At the onset of the 20th century, a new school of historiography arose in France, which is known as the Annales School. NLS School gave a new direction to history writing. It was recognized now that the history is not only about the political events, kings, great leaders, and according to the political diplomacy and wars, but also about the climate, local people, agriculture, trade, technology, means of communication, social division, and their collective psychology, etc. In the historical time, the analyst school was started by the French historians. Feminist historiography. The feminist historiography means the restructuring of the history from the perspective of women. The writing of Simone de Beauvoir helped in establishing the fundamentals of feminism. She was a French. The feminist historiography emphasized not only on the inclusion of women in history but also on the rethinking of the male dominated perspective of the history. It drove historical research to focus in depth on various aspects of women's life, such as their employment, their role in trade unions, institutions, working for their cause, their family life, etc. The historical writing after 1990, women were portrayed as an independent social class. Michael Foucault, 1926 to 1984. See his picture. The French historian of the 20th century, the Michael Foucault, brought forth a new concept of historiography. He, in his book Archaeology of Knowledge, argued that the prevailing practice of arranging the historical events in a chronological order, it is not the right. He drew attention to the fact that archaeology does not strive to reach the ultimate historical truth, but attempts to explain various transitions in the past. Foucault felt the explanation of the transition in history is more important. He called his method the archaeology of knowledge. The Foucault subjected the so far unacknowledged areas of historians such as his psychological disorders, science of medicine, prison administration, etc., to historical analysis. Thus, the scope of historiography kept continuously expanding, writing of histories of the various subjects like literature, architecture, sculptures, drawing, painting, music, dance, drama, films, and television, etc., came into practice. So that's all about this chapter. Thanks for listening. This is a Yashas Institute from Navi Mumbai. Thank you.